And I'm going to react to it. We're all going to react live. We're all going to watch this. This was part of a show on TLC. And this is a mother and daughter combination that spoke about their love of watching each other's movies. And we're going to react to it together. But like I said, shout out to everybody at the beginning. Salute to all of you for being a part of the live show tonight. Now I want y'all to understand something before we get the shout outs. Salute to everybody. Both of the mother and daughter have the same. Well, let me just say the daughter definitely gets her body from her mother, because her mother's like into fitness and stuff, you know, but she looks the way y'all like them, you know, curvy, thick. Y'all know how you black males like your women, you know? Yeah, the TLC channel, yeah. And this was a part of an episode on, I think the show is called Smothered, I think. Yeah, Smothered. And these two, you know, I'm going to put in chat real quick. Hold up. So any of y'all have seen that show, you probably know what I'm talking about. You know? But yeah, the way you black males like women, that's how they look. Y'all know how y'all like them thick. Y'all know how y'all like them. What's funny is that the daughter has a bigger following than the mother. The daughter looks like a younger version of her mother. If her mother was in her early 20s, that's how she would look. She looked just like that. You know? But shout out to everybody that's here. Let's see. Shout outs. What is it? Is it DeQuetta? Steven? True? Mellow Bird? Oh yeah, shout out to Mellow Bird with the cash out. Mellow Bird is one of the people that sent me this topic. Southeast Dusty. Langan, Vern 85, Ednice, Kayo, is it Kayosota Comics, yeah. Zeke, Renee, After School, Joker, Juan, Mike, Robert, Charm, Jane, Insatiable, Keith, Ricky E, Trill, Ednice, Ricky, Liana, Snake Eyes, Yeet, Naomi, Last Sigil, Nello, Justin, Valari. What's going on, Valari? It's been a minute. I think that's the same Valari. I think I've seen my chat before. You might be new. I've seen that name somewhere before. Nevia, TT, Nevia, Larry, Dre, Chuck, Jameer, Brian, Turner, Chagozi.
What up, Jay? I think the mother has been abusing the daughter for a long time. If this was a father and daughter, the father would be in jail.
Yeah, I appreciate it though. Ricky. You know, something weird is going on here. And we're going to get into it. Let me get to the shout outs. Green Tea, Devon, Pan African, Antonio, Edna, Rev, Robert Too Cool, T Case, Chocolate City Gemini, Black Rain. What's going on? Make sure y'all like the stream too. Let's get this to 100 likes before we get started. We're going to get into the dynamics, but I want y'all to understand this is what happens when a mother has no friends. Her daughter is her friend, and she wants to keep that youthfulness, you know? Because you know how you got women who play around for years, they waste their life, and then they get to when they're in their 40s and they're single and they're lonely. They want to feel alive again. What's going on, Shelly, Dion, Matt? Make sure y'all like the stream. Yeah, they're from Alabama. So, yeah, they're from Alabama. What's going on, Mark? All right. Largest Field, what's going on, man? Wesley. I've heard a lot of interesting stories out of Alabama. It's never, you never short on stories from Alabama. There's always something going on in Alabama, man. What's going on in Alabama? That's the surrogate chick. Okay, what was she? Well, she's a surrogate of what? We're gonna get into that, but I want to say this. I bet you if the right guy came along, they would probably have a threesome with him. Because you're already watching your daughter take wood. Your daughter is watching you take wood. So why wouldn't the both of you come together to take wood together? I mean, we've heard stories of sisters sleeping with the same guy. Doing activities with each other. I mean, this stuff goes on. Let's not pretend like this stuff doesn't go on. The daughter's a surrogate. Okay. So, I want y'all to know that stuff goes on. Weird stuff goes on, man. And I'm telling you, have a lot of these women who have adult children. They have adult daughters. And they want to become friends with their daughters. They probably go clubbing with their daughters. They'll travel with them. They tell them everything. They tell each other everything. They've become friends. Like, even with them sitting there, you don't know which one is the mother almost, because they both have the same demeanor. You could tell that daughter, is, I'm not going to say mature, but you could tell that her mother has not treated her like a child. Or her mother has allowed her a lot of leeway, which is probably why they're that close. So yeah, we know this stuff goes on. And we all know that woman who has an adult daughter that tries to look like her daughter, dress like her.
The sad part is this season is the first time they have a black mother-daughter duo, the depravity face vomiting.
Well, they searched and they probably got contacted. Who knows? They both could be fibbing. We're going to get into the video. What's good, Tony? Good to see you. Sydney, what's up? Now let's get to this video. And it all starts in Jacksonville, Alabama. Shout out to anybody that may be from the great city of Jacksonville in Alabama. Let's get to this video. Live life and they're going to do whatever. Listen, live your life. Live your life. Live your life, I guess they say it's no drama. They can trust each other. But to a lot of people, it's going to come off as weird to a lot of people. Even the one girl, her boyfriend even said it was y'all notice it was an ex-boyfriend, somebody that she doesn't deal with, because I guess if you're not going to accept this lifestyle, then she's not going to accept you. It's a crazy world, but I don't think this is anything new, I think that it's a new phenomenon now because of social media and because the access to information and finding out things. Shout out to Antonio Morgan. We definitely get into Revelations. I think we at Revelations right now. The way things are going, man, they're trying to make it into Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why I tell y'all, you can say whatever you want about the Bible, but has the Bible been wrong? Has the Bible been wrong about any of the things that we're seeing right now? We're seeing a lot of things that we didn't expect to be seeing. Watch your mom getting her bum, but she definitely getting busted open, and her daughter's watching.
Sodom and Gomorrah is back indeed. What part of the book of Revelations are we in, Jay? Lol.
Right. So all the people that don't want to believe the Bible is BS, it's not. Look at what's going on now. Look at what they're trying to implement. And that is why you're seeing men push back on this culture. Before it becomes Sodom and Gomorrah, to where there's only one person or one couple that refuses to be involved in debauchery. That is where we are heading. That's why we push back on that. Now, again, these women are adults. They can do whatever they want to do. But I just found this story to be totally unbelievable. That's why we all reacted live to this video, because I hadn't seen it before. This may be a little tiny bit. But the world is going to become this. This is going to become so normalized that it's going to be like nothing. It's going to be like, oh, you and your daughter don't watch each other screw? You and your daughter don't participate in threesomes? That's what it's going to become. And that's why you see the pushback. Now they're trying to ruin femininity by having a lesbian feminist be on the board of Victoria's Secret saying, you know what, no more angels. We want to end this. We want to make women masculine. We want to make them into masculine, unattractive creatures. We want to put a transformer on the board. Why not? We want to change the way the world sees beauty. We want to make everything into a mishmash to where there's blurred lines. What's good, Lena?
One day mama gonna cross the line and take her daughter's high value man. Then she gonna cry foul. Man shrugging dark skin tone, be careful what you wish for. Right,
appreciate that, Shadi 7. Yeah, this mother, I believe she has probably slept with one or two of her daughter's boyfriends. I mean, it's obvious. Now, maybe did her daughter know that? Maybe not. But listen, man, with these cougars, mama got to have a life too. And if mama wants something, she going to go get it. Or the same could be said for the daughter. All that honesty until a point, right?
Jay, speaking of Sodom and Gomorrah, the 1962 TV movie is playing later tonight. SMH.
Interesting. I may check that out. It was a lot of good biblical, God damn it, biblical movies that came out during that time period, 60s, 70s, even in 90s, 2000s. But yeah, we are in blurred lines territory, man. And that's why you have pushback. But again, these women can do whatever they want to do because, again, it's their life. It's whatever they choose to do. But we have to be real here. We have to be real. Something's wrong here. Something's going on here. And it's not good, man. It's not good. Ain't no telling how long this mother-daughter honesty has been going on. Because again, the mother showed the daughter her sex tape first. And then the daughter a year later showed her tape.
Autobots will never be the real thing. Man shrugging dark skin tone.
Appreciate that. Sure. But I think that people may look at that, what the mother and daughter's doing, and they may not see nothing wrong with it. They may not see nothing wrong with it. They may think, well, you're overreacting. I don't know if it's an overreaction. I think it's the sign of the times, to be honest with you. I think that we are at a situation where the mothers, especially young mothers, they want to still have an appeal about them. If you go on Instagram, you see a lot of these women who are in their 40s, some of them in their 50s, still trying to look sexy, still looking to get the attention on social media they didn't have when they were their daughter's age. See, let's say the daughter's about 25, right? They're going to, because I've seen these women, they will take photos and they will include their daughter in the photo, because they want people to notice maybe how they used to look. Their daughter looked like how they used to look, and they want to show how identical they can dress like them, look like them. And these are really telling. I think a lot of people, social media has been a detriment. It's been a detriment. They put everything out there to the point to where nothing is left to the imagination anymore, or some things need to be undone or unsaid or whatnot. But we are just, it's crazy out here. And like somebody mentioned in the chat, there's no father figure there. There's boyfriends or, screw buddies. Both of them probably just have screw buddies. They probably don't even have serious boyfriends, because a lot of these women will waste years of their life with men who they're just sleeping with because they think that maybe one day he'll want a relationship. Well, if he's already screwing you, why would he want a relationship from you? The fact that these two were able to do this show and talk about how much they really enjoyed each other's company and how they enjoy waxing each other, or the girl enjoys waxing her mother. I mean, where are the boundaries? I don't care if it's mother and daughter. Oh, you know what? Even with friends, you have to have certain boundaries with friends. You're not going to tell them everything. Why would you show each other sleeping with different men? And the mother probably got sex tapes with like a couple of different men, because the mother seemed like she's a go-getter, and she's not going to be satisfied with just one guy. It wouldn't surprise me if she has a very high sex drive. You see that too, I think, with a lot of older women that try to still act youthful or young. A lot of them have a high sex drive, and they want to appeal to as many men as possible. So it wouldn't surprise me if the mother got a couple of different men that she done showed her daughter, that she done got with. Almost like she's in competition with her. It's like a silent competition. That's what we've gotten. We've gotten to like a silent competition. There needs to be boundaries. I'm not saying that they're bad people, but where are the boundaries? There needs to be that. You're her mother and that's your daughter. You need that. What happens if one of them get caught dealing with the other significant other? Then what? Your mother and daughter. You can't just walk away from each other. That's why you can't be so open like this. But these older women, man, they want to hold on to the youthfulness that they once had. Didn't have social media when they were young. They were raising their daughter. Now they want to hang out with their daughter. Now they want to be able to participate in things and do things they weren't able to do when they were raising a daughter. Now, people may bring up the fact that there may have been some improper things going on years ago, probably when she was younger. I'm not going to say that. But there have been situations where you know that something happened to them and they grew up and they still embrace that other person like nothing happened. So that stuff does go on. But I'm not going to say that's what happened here. I'm just not going to say that. But I'm going to say it's weird. Thanks, Lone Wolf. But something definitely is going on here. I don't know what it is, but it is not natural. It's not natural at all.
I am 45 and I think the problem is my generation screwed every girl we saw, got these women pregnant, and let the women raise these kids on their own.
Thanks, AJ Adams. I think a lot of that did go on, man. I think there were guys that would date women, lie to women, sleep with them, get them pregnant, and then dump them. A lot of that did go on. I believe a lot of that did go on because you see these guys could get lost. You can't really get lost now when you out here screwing these women. They have your Facebook, they have your Instagram, they got you goofy mails, Snapchat if you got one, email. They could put something out there about you. They can try to expose you. But back in the day, these guys was screwing a lot of women and impregnating a lot of women. That's why you got one. That's why there's stories about guys, one man having 30 kids. What was it? It was 18 kids. Was it 30 kids? 18 baby mamas. I think about 30 children. That is sad on a lot of levels. One, because you have a male who clearly has no discipline, and he's a guy who probably has a lot of time on his hands, and the only joy he finds in life is screwing as many women unprotected as possible. And then you got all these women. Some of these women never had a child before, sleeping with these guys who are breeders. And now the children of those breeders are now adults. And they're repeating the same mistakes that was made 20, 30 years ago. And you got these women who were young mothers back in the 90s or the early 2000s. They were young mothers. Now their daughters are older. And now they're friends with their daughters. And there's no boundaries there. I remember years ago, there was a dating show, right? Called The Fifth Wheel. I think that's what it was called. It used to come on the WGN network. I don't know if any of y'all remember that though. That show was they also had a Limidate. No. It was a Limidate. I think. Not the Fifth Wheel? But there was a show called Limidate. I think that's what it was called. And one person, they go on a date with 5 people and they get to eliminate whomever till they get to the final one. It came on the WGN network years ago. This might have been the early 2000s. This is when the best TV was on, by the way, the early 2000s, especially these reality shows. And they used to have a bunch of these dating shows, right? MTV had a ton of them, but there was this one girl that was on there, right? She was a Caucasian girl, and she talked about how her family and her were very close to the point to where they told their family. She told her family everything. Her family would watch her sleep with men. That's how close they were. Whatever was going on in her personal life, her family knew about it. Her parents knew about it. When she would invite dudes over and sleep with them, they would know. They'd be right there. They'd be right there. And that was in 2000 and I want to say 2005, 2006. Might have been 2006. I think I saw that show 2006, 2007 ish, right? And she said that, and the girl was like, when she bring dudes over and were getting in with them, they would be watching. And she said it so casually, like her family knows everything about her, everything that's going on. And that was in the early to mid 2000s, 2006, I think, 2005, 2006. And we all know that there are things that go on, and it starts at the top. It starts with whoever is running that household, and whatever that person wants is what's going to happen, man. And everybody just adjusts to it. That's some of the stuff that goes on in these families. Yes, you see the her and the daughter. It wouldn't surprise me at all if the father's never been in the picture. I bet you the father's probably, I could be wrong, but I don't think the father has ever been in a situation. I just think that it's always been her and her mother. I think it's always been her and her mother. I don't think the father's ever really been there. I think it's always just been her and her mother. And they're I think they're okay with that. I think they're okay with that. It just depends on where they are, but hold on. Let me go to the IG real quick. This is the mother, Suave Tusker Fitness. Y'all want to go over there and follow her? You can. And this is her daughter here. Okay, so daughter here. And this is the mother here. All right. You can see. Her daughter definitely got, her body, But yeah, I don't think the father's ever really been there. I don't think the father's ever really been there. They did a reality show talking about this. If the father was in the picture, I don't think he would ever co-sign that. I don't think he would ever co-sign that. But he must not be in the picture. He must not be in the picture. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know why the father's not there, but I think it's always just been her and her daughter. She has booking info, so you can hire her for hosting or whatnot. But yeah, man, this is definitely a weird story. It's a weird one. But they seem to be okay with the life that they chose. Yeah, I don't think a father's really been in the picture like that. I just don't. For whatever reason, I think that's just where they are. You would think that a father would be there to try to figure out, what's going on. Why is, his daughter, on this show talking about showing a tape of herself, to her mother doing the same with her. I know there'd be some backlash, but maybe she doesn't fear it. Maybe the daughter doesn't, because the father just isn't there, unfortunately. But that's what goes on, people. You have situations where the father just ain't there, and the mother and the daughter are just gonna do whatever. They're just gonna do whatever, and they should live their life the way they want to. I'm not here to judge people and how they live their life, but the story was just a bit odd to me, more than a bit. It's very odd because you don't see situations where a mother and daughter are this close with each other. I mean, you just don't see that. You just don't. Not nowadays. You just don't see that. Now, this is a whole lot of closeness. This is like we in each other's business a lot type of change. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think is not okay. No matter what, there needs to be boundaries, because boundaries is what keeps you sane. Now, being able to have somebody you can share things with keeps you sane as well. But what if things go south? What if this experiment of knowing what each other's doing in the bedroom, what if it doesn't work though? What if it doesn't work? What if it backfires? You know, there's a good chance it may backfire. I mean, it hasn't yet, but you know what? We all know that there's one thing. There's one thing that can change everything, and that is a man. A man can always walk into the picture and change up everything to the point to where these two, mother and daughter, can go from loving each other to hating each other. All it takes is a dude being smart and saying, you know what, I can get with the mother and the daughter. That's all it takes. Now, maybe they're a lot more, their disposition's a lot more, structured. And maybe this is just something that they have between each other. But, with men, they don't really allow a man to get that deep into it with them like that. But if a guy's smart enough and he knows women, he could.
Years ago, this type of thing was taboo and kept in the closet or privacy of your home, but now with social media, they try to make it like it's cool.
Right. And it is. They are. Like, look how attractive the mother and the daughter is. Like, you're seeing a lot more of that too. But I'm telling you, there could be a guy that come along that say, you know what, I can get with the mother and the daughter. I could have both. And that could definitely ruin that mother and daughter relationship, because a man, if he knows that there's boundaries, then he can't come in that situation and do anything. But that's all it takes, is a guy knowing his situation and what he could gain from it. Again, this is not new, but this is something that you're not seeing a lot of. But now it's being put on TV. Of course, it has to be black women. Black women have to be the ones to be on here doing this. But, I've seen situations where you have women of different other groups, mother and daughter who hug on each other and even kiss each other. Sisters too. Now, they could be doing it for the cameras, but I mean, how close is that situation? Situation must be really close. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. What's going on with our society, man? What is going on? Things have gotten crazy. There needs to be boundaries. It doesn't mean that I don't think the mama should live her life or the daughter should live her life, but there needs to be boundaries there. There needs to be boundaries there. There needs to be boundaries there. There is no boundaries there. Mothers, listen, if fathers and sons have boundaries or need to have boundaries, mothers and daughters should too. There are just certain things that Listen, parents discuss the birds and the bees with you, right? But they don't go and show you videos of the birds and the bees. They just talk to you about certain aspects of male and female relations, right? But they don't actually go and show you it. What's good, Loving Homes? Wanda, what's going on? But things are changing, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's changing, and it's only going to get worse. I fear things will only get worse. I'm an optimist, so I know that I think that things can get through these, and it could just be a phase, right? Society goes through a phase. But again, the Bible is, I don't want to say 100% undefeated, but if you look at the latter portions, and you look at even at the beginning, and you look at how society became wayward numerous times and needed to be completely torn apart, we're getting to that point where things may need to be torn apart again. Because if you don't, then it's gonna get out of control. This is why conservatism is needed. Because without conservatism in families, I'm not saying you have to be conservative politically like that, but I would tell you be more politically astute and not be, a loony. But when you have conservative values in your family and aspects of how you raise your children, even with your marriage, shout out to Trevon, you understand that there are boundaries there are expectations, and that you should be able to meet them. But when you let everything go and you let things just get crazy, you only harm yourself in the long run. You're not helping yourself. You're harming yourself. And you're going to need to do better. These families are fractured. This is why single motherhood is a problem. Because when you only have one parent in the household, if that parent becomes a friend of their child, once that child becomes an adult, they're going to just do whatever. There's not going to be no discipline at all. There's not going to be nothing. Now, again, her daughter's not out here crazy with a whole bunch of kids. She says she's a parent, but she doesn't say how many kids she got. But still, whatever is going on, that ain't it. That ain't it. That definitely ain't it. We have to look at the ramifications of our decisions, man. We're going to pay for these things in the long run. Because if you don't have any boundaries in families, then having no boundaries in the communities, what's going to stop women, other people's mothers, from sharing details about their love life and showing off videos to people that they don't know around the community, right? This is a whole nother level of birds and the bees, man, because they're showing each other the birds and the bees. They're showing each other the birds and the bees, man. Oh man. Okay, this what I'm gonna do. Okay, this what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a few phone calls. I'm not gonna take a lot. I'm gonna take a few. So anybody want to call in, they can. Just don't stay on the line too long. See what a few of y'all got to say. If any women that are mothers want to call in, I'd appreciate that. As I told y'all, don't just want a bunch of males calling in that ain't mothers. I want to know what their take on this is. I might make this into another topic for my podcast. I know I haven't done my podcast since November last year. This might be the first topic on the new season of my podcast, and I may have to bring on a woman or two when we discuss this who may be mothers, or may have a mother who might be sort of like a friend or something like that. It might be something interesting like that. So look out for the podcast. I don't want to do it like this, where I'm just talking. I may take phone calls. I rather do it in podcast form. So my return podcast, I may do that. And subscribe to me on Patreon too, because that might be where it's going. I haven't decided yet whether I put it back on Spotify or whether I put it on Patreon. I don't know yet. But I'm going to go and I'm going to see who I could find. If you're somebody that fits what I'm saying, you can hit me up on the email. All right. Let's see. Somebody mentioned that she has a son too. That the mother has a son. That would be weird. Let me take a phone. If nobody's gonna call in, I'll just go ahead and But I just want to hear somebody's take on it. But I definitely have to revisit this particular type of topic again. Yeah, you would never see anything like this with like a father and daughter. You'd never see that ever. I mean, I'm not to say that it doesn't happen, because it may be going on somewhere. But there will be such an outcry, outrage, and to the point to where they try to destroy that man's life if he ever said him and his daughter were sharing videos of each other doing that. They would try to destroy that man's life. They would not be celebrating it. Oh shit. Wrong number. Hold on. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, Jaye, this is Monica or Denise. How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on?
Oh my God. This has blown me away. Like, this topic has just, I don't know how to even start telling you how I feel about this. I mean, a mother and a daughter, really, it's like incest. It's like an abomination. It's like heaven is not here. It's like hell on earth right here, and you have to really take account on what type of women are these people, what type of families are these people.
Yeah.
You just don't do these things in family, or let alone away from family. That is just sickening. That is horrible. I have no words to describe my endless shock, and I just wish that mothers and daughters, or fathers and sons, whoever, learn to live in a decent society, in a way that they could, oh my God, excel, in a way that they could have some kind of morals and ethics when it comes to families and society itself. I mean, this has just gone far enough for me. I was really shocked when I saw your title in your life, and I'm like, are you serious? And, there's only more things to come. So,
Yep.
Am I ready? Probably I am. Am I gonna be happy to comment and say things about this? Probably not.
Okay.
Am I gonna be waiting to see the reactions of others? Probably so. But in the end, it's gonna be God's ruling, and God is looking at everything that's happening in this world, and with so much going on, it's just gonna be horrible. I don't know, Jay. I don't know. What can you tell me? What's your intake? What's your feedback?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's a crazy time. Like I've been saying throughout the stream, this is something that, I mean, it's not new, but it's definitely new because of how they're going about it and what they're sharing. Like it's not just casual conversation. You're telling somebody some things that are going on in your life. You're showing them, videos of you doing certain things, right? But yeah.
Yeah, it's more like the devil trying to control their lust or maybe their way of life, and it's taking over so much. And there's so many different capital sins that you could have, and there's probably 2 or 3 that they're already committing right there. So besides the 10 commandments that thou shalt not do, commit adultery, thou shalt not
Yeah.
That's honor mother and father and all that. So with all that being said, I just say God's ruling is coming pretty soon, and when the time comes around, you're gonna be told, and you might not like it. Oh well, you committed that sin, and judgment is on its way.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I know it's not new, and I know it's not new and everything, but I don't know. Sometimes or soon enough, this will have to stop because God is getting upset. God is really angry right now. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for calling in. I'm gonna get to some other callers. All right, but thank you for calling in. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Jay. God bless and be respected, and we love you. We love you, Jay.
Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Bye.
Bye. Shout out to her. Yo, you live. What's going on?
Hey, what up, Brother Black? What's going on? This is James from Boston.
What's going on, James?
Family, man, when I seen you bring this topic, man, I had to call in. Stockholm Syndrome is real, family. Like, the demise of the modern day woman, especially in our community, man, I can't even, I would never hear a father or any man accept this type of behavior. And this is not trying to be sexist. It's just like to go through the thought process of trying to share videos amongst women. You know what I'm saying? An older woman with a younger one and accepting that type of behavior, man. That shit is so dangerous, brother. And it's scary. You know what I'm saying? And, I wonder, with all this is going on, and this is, we brothers are talking about this, but I'm asking the sisters, when are y'all going to really put your foot down? You know what I'm saying? Because what's next? What else do you want to see? How far is this really going to go? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why I want the ladies to be able to call in and talk to me and get their feedback, since this is what we're talking about, mothers and daughters and this dynamic, because this is the first time is openly people have heard something like this. And yeah, I definitely like to hear their feedback on it.
Got you. I got a question for you though.
Okay.
When you hear this story, right?
Yeah.
What do you tell young brothers at this point, seeing what's going on? Because I'm a late millennial, and
okay.
I got some younger nephews or whatever, and it was actually one of my younger nephews that actually brought this story to me, and I didn't even know how to respond as a man.
Well, I mean, men aren't really a part of the scenario, so the only thing I can really say is make sure that when you deal with women, you see how the mother and daughter relationship is from your own eyes, and whether you'll be comfortable dealing with a woman who has this close relationship with her mother. If that's what, if you feel like this is a bad or, awkward situation to be in, just vet the woman that you're with and her family. That's all I could tell him at this point about it, because it's really just between a mother and her daughter. Men aren't really in it.
I hear you. I definitely hear you. Yeah, it's a different environment it's a different type of war, and I definitely respect. Like you said, I hope women, I hope sisters, I hope y'all can really step to the plate and really put y'all foot down. You know what I'm saying? Because as men, we watching this from the sidelines, and it's like we're saying to ourselves, like, that's someone's daughter right there, and we don't know what that man's going through.
Yeah. Didn't talk about him at all, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate you, fam. Appreciate your channel. Love your work. Keep doing what you do best, fam.
Thank you, James. Appreciate the call, man.
Oh, always.
All right, shout out to James for calling up. The line is open. So a lot of people want to call and speak on this. Let's have some ladies call in. I don't want to just have guys calling in, man. Where are the ladies? I know we have Denisa call in, but I want to hear from you if you're a mother or your daughter. What's going on? Yo, what's going on?
Hey, it's been a long time, Jaye Black. This is Gemini 605.
What's going on, Gemini? What's going on with you, man?
I've been a long time listener, as you know.
Yeah, I seen you in the chat.
It was a supporter. I remember your original channels. You had to do a purge, take all the wrenches away. But I ain't here to cry about the little blue wrench on the screen. What I'm going to say is this. Clearly, what we're seeing is the residue. Her mother is around about my age. I just had a birthday last Saturday. I turned 47.
Okay. Happy belated birthday, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And Gen X chicks, they was doing this. I remember when I was in high school, they sisterhood their children. I've seen it. I worked many of jobs in my time. I've seen work customer service. They let the girl kids get away with murder when they little, and then boys they treat them. But this type of thing that I was listening to your commentary, like showing videos of each other and everything, and I'm gonna keep it PG because we got to keep this channel running. It doesn't make any sense. So what I want to say out here on the airways is, where's the SOS group, the silence breakers, all these Me Too people? Why ain't they saying something about? Oh, I'm sorry. It's because it's two women.
Yeah.
Or supposedly, it's supposed to be women.
Yeah. Well, there's no man. They need a man in it to get the victimhood out of it, to get the amount of outrage. Man,
I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm not saying that's what you think or anyone else think. I'm telling you from experience, this is gone. They at the end of the rope. It's gone. It's over. It doesn't make any sense. Look, people was just out here talking bad stuff about Monique, about wearing bonnets and everything. You had women getting out there in droves, coming down on Monique's neck, talking about bonnets. I am sorry. If you ladies are too sorry to get a comb or a brush out of the same store you got your butt kicked in by Asian folks to comb your head, what was you in there for in the first place? This is the honest to God truth. We're talking about, there's no men in there. No, don't put us in there. No men need to be over there, nowhere in the vicinity, in left field, right field, center field, infield of this mess.
Right.
Let them handle it. Let the women handle that. And let's just see if some of these black women go come out here, because clearly these two women are black.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to get out there and call them out on it? Are they going to tell them that's nasty? Before I get off,
go ahead.
Before I get off the phone, I put this on anyone's mind that's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse the roles. If that was a father and his son doing the same thing, yes, it's a different dynamic, but what's the first thing they're going to be saying? Is the father and the son messing with each other? Are they sword fighting?
Oh, yeah, they're going to say it's weird and they're weirdos and something's wrong there. Yeah.
It's just disgusting, but I always keep it short, man. I appreciate you. You know, I'm always in the backdrop listening. If you want to give me the wrench again, fine. If not, but I'm always listening, man, and I stay active in your chat.
Okay, well, that's cool, Gemini. I appreciate you still listening and being around, man. And
hey, man, I remember you from the beginning, man, before it was even in what you call them things on YouTube.
Well, yeah,
watermarks, whatever. Yeah, I was right there, lockstep with you, man.
Yeah, I remember you was on, man. You was like one of the only people I had on like one of the first panels, and I had multiple people on my Google Hangouts. That seemed ancient, but yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Google Hangouts was his stuff, though, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace to the chat, and salute to everyone that ain't on this type of BS. For y'all that like and co-sign that, y'all need to find the nearest cliff and jump off of it. I'm out.
Right. All right, Gemini. Thanks for the call, man. Yeah, shout out to Gemini, man. Yo, you live. What's going on?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. They said they wanted the women to call in to discuss what's
No,
going
I
on.
mean, if you want to speak on it, like it only if, because I'm seeing that there's some women and like coming in the chat and they're like being kind of vocal about it. So I just say, hey, if you want to speak on it, you can about this.
Yeah,
just to have that perspective.
What I had to say, that perspective. I'm sorry about that to cut you off.
No, you go ahead.
What really concerns me, she had a child young. Yes, I understand that. They said, well, she didn't have a chance to live her life because she was raising kids. Yeah. But I think the alternative to that is you can get married. You can get married and you can still kind of live your life through that. I was wondering if has the mother ever picked on any men? Like, has she had any men? Has she had like a man in her life? Like, has she had sex with a man? Has she been held by a man? I think when they get done like that for so long, that's all they tend to look for. And then they finally, if they decide to have kids, that's what they'll look for because they've already had it already. I'm just trying to figure out, why didn't the mother just get married? And why do they think that's okay to be goosing each other and smacking each other's butts and stuff like that? Ain't nobody passing judgment. You're just saying that that's not right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you heard Dear Abby. You probably don't read Dear Abby or Inlanders. Those are both sisters. That was back in the day. They were in the newspaper. Both of them were in the newspaper column. And it was a situation where a girl fell in love. Like I said before, it's called Ophidi's complex, where Ophidi's was a Greek god and he fell in love with his mother. But back to the story. The younger girl fell in love with her. She was asking somebody at school, was it okay to get to know the relationship with her father. She decided to take out of school because she wanted to get to know her father more. And she wanted to spend time with her dad. So, and then was that just weird? Like, I was watching some show. They said some people are like, especially if it's a child and a father like that, a daughter. Yeah. It gets to the point where they get so close that the child will start lactating and think that they're pregnant because it's a psychological response that they have they get, this euphoria because they want it so freaking badly. They want it so badly that their brain will spark off something and it will spontaneously start happening to them.
Wow.
That girl went in there and killed her stepmother because she wanted to be with her dad so badly.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I've heard that there's a lot of like psychologies where
well, the deal about this, I'm not gonna say a whole lot. If you have a parent, because sometimes people can be birthed to a family like that. What happens is once the child recognizes they have a parent that's funny like that, that possibly if they frick together or something could spontaneously happen, then that child has to attract, because that means that parent is not good for that child. People fail to realize your own parents cannot be good for you.
Wow.
It's like your kids cannot be good for you. But the fact there are still two different roles, a mom and a child. The roles should never wither away because it's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah. So would you say that a father figure in the household, like because the mother may not have remarried, that her enjoyment came from being able to be around her daughters like as a friend and be able to share things with her like a friend?
They should be close, but not that close. I'd rather be in a situation where I never had love or hug from my mom than to be that close, because at least I still know we have roles.
Right. Yeah, and you have boundaries too, because you want to have those boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries. No, I wouldn't. My mother didn't even know I had a sex life until after I was 30. She didn't even know she had a grandchild until later on. Because my mother was thinking that she was thinking I wasn't laying up with nobody.
Yeah, most parents be like that. They don't want their daughter dealing with nobody. I know most fathers.
When you were down there getting done wrong, why would you show your mama that?
Right.
That's just nasty.
I said it earlier.
I can't do. I can't do that. Yeah, there's certain stuff I can't do. I can't do that.
Yeah, you showing videos of a dude, dizzing you down and talking dirty to you, and you showing that to her.
You're not supposed to show nobody that.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to show nobody that. You're not supposed to. That's like me and my mother going into the bathroom stalls together.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad I'm having this conversation at home and nowhere else. And we're looking at the stalls and looking at people with cameras and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I have to say. I didn't think that was right. We're trying to figure out, did she get married, or she probably didn't even get married? And you know what? That you're right, because somebody was saying something about that. I think it was Love Dorsey. I don't know. You've never heard of Love Dorsey? She be on Instagram a lot.
I think
Love
I've heard
Dorsey.
of her. Yeah.
Love Dorsey. Okay. All right. She said that the way she be going at it, these people, the way she be going at it, I didn't even know there was people out there that existed like that. A dude goes and bangs women. He sits there and he talks about how he getting all these bitches and now he's digging them down and shit. But he ain't never pulled not one actual woman. He pulled whoever he was down there digging down. He was digging them down, but he didn't pull not one woman.
Well, it be like that. A lot of these guys brag, but they really don't. They don't get far. That happens.
I didn't even know that. I thought they was pulling somebody the way they was in there talking shit and carrying on. I thought maybe they was pulling somebody. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's the guy's fibbing. That goes on a lot, especially here on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
Is your live stream still going on?
Huh?
Is your live stream still going on?
Yeah, it's still going on, but I'm gonna get to one more caller, but thank you for calling in though. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. Shout out to her. Let me take one more caller. Try and get as many people in as possible. Yo, what's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
It's Black. Am I on your line?
You're on the line now. What's up?
I want to speak on the topic real quick.
Okay.
This is very disgusting. This is very disgusting. But that mother, she's living vicariously through the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, she's competing with that daughter.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, a lot of older women, right around that 40, 50 age range, they're stuck in like a childlike state.
Mm-hmm.
And they compete with their daughters for men's attention. It's really sick. But what needs to happen, like you said, is more women need to call in and speak on this. The culture that we live in now, this is anything goes. It's just anything goes. You know, there are no rules no more for the females in particular. There's always going to be rules for black men, but for the females, they're trying to abolish all rules, just eradicate all rules. No accountability. Stuff like this needs to be shut down and addressed immediately. That show needs to be canceled. They want to cancel everything else, they need to cancel that show. This is just disgusting.
Yeah.
And if I had to assess the situation, you know, that mother has been grooming that daughter for a long time to get her to behave like that. She's been groomed.
Well, she did show her tape first, so it looks like it.
Exactly. She's been grooming her for a very long time, man. And the daughter's only going to do the same thing if she ever have, you know, kids herself. She's going to do the same thing. Just keep on passing that down.
Mm-hmm.
But what it is sick and twisted pedophilia is what it is with the mother on her behalf. You know, someone has obviously introduced that to the mother for her to be so open with it, with her own daughter.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting. You know, this is a good topic that you brought up.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, I don't know where you got it from, but it's crazy.
Yeah, it was sent to me by a subscriber in chat. They sent it to me. But yeah, when
there's
I saw
a lot of stuff out there like that.
Yeah, and they're putting this on TV. They're putting on network TV for the world to see, and they want to normalize certain things.
That needs to be counseled.
Yeah.
It needs to be counseled. You know, counsel culture likes to counsel everything else. That needs to be counseled.
Right.
That should not make it to the airwaves.
Oh.
It's ridiculous. It's sick. It's sad. You know, we live in a society where the censorship, you know, is going away. You know, the censorship slowly went away in the late 90s. You know, everything just started going away. Different words were being used on television. And, you know, you're exposing the children to too much of this. You know, that's what the problem is. The children are being exposed to adult things and adult situations. They don't need to be, you know, exposed to that information. It's too much, too soon.
Right. But that's why it's important for people to push back on it and to not just let it go. Yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, you need to do part 2 of this and get it out there some more. So that
I'm definitely planning on do it. I'm definitely gonna do, you know, a second part to this.
Yes, most definitely. This type of stuff here, this needs to go away immediately. It needs to be dealt with. It needs to be out of there. You know, they don't need to bring this back. It needs to be gone immediately. And for the TLC channel, that network, to put this on, this isn't nothing to learn. This is disgusting. This is disgusting, man. But look, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. I hope we get some female callers on here so that they can express, you know, their thoughts and opinions.
Yeah.
And hey, I enjoyed the show, man.
Thank you, man. And thanks for the call too. All right.
All right, Mr. Jaye the Black. Do your thing.
All right, man. Peace. Shout out to you. The call, man. Giancarlo, you say that you're not black, but you date black women. Maybe you should ask your girlfriend why their behaviors are the way they are, because, you know, they tell us that we're making their image look bad. Yo, what's going on?
Hi, Jay. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Sarah, what's going on?
Well, actually, I didn't know if I wanted to call in. I was really shocked the whole time, but I guess I'll put in my 2 cents. I mean, I wasn't raised in this kind of environment, so I'll do my best. Let me just start out by saying that my mom, hell to the no. She's an authoritative figure, okay? That will never. Can you just imagine my mom watching me getting on with my husband? And she just staring at my husband's member.
Yeah, watching all your your moves.
Oh
watching
my
all
gosh.
your moves. Yeah.
She's talking about, oh, let me try it now. What? No. I mean, what's wrong with these women? What happened?
Freaky,
I mean,
they're sharing their freakiness.
Wow. When I was in school and I was with my friends, we were talking about how our parents were so strict with us.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see why, because they couldn't just leave us around any type of people, because kids are very impressionable, especially if they like you or if they feel like they trust you. Anything you do to them, anything that you say, they will follow it. Right. I mean, when I was a kid, unfortunately, I had an older cousin who's bi, and she used to do things to me, and I never thought there was anything wrong with that as a kid.
Wow.
But when I got older, I realized, oh my God, she was molesting me. Wow. And she was touching me inappropriately, and her mom never found out about that. I used to live at their house in Haiti. I was going to school there. I was born here, but I was going to school over there. Yeah. I speak three languages because Haitian Americans, they're supposed to know Creole, French, and English. Yeah. So I kind of grew up in 2 countries, but my childhood was both good and bad because I experienced so many nasty things. She used to watch porn in front of me all the time. So when I got caught watching porn, they didn't know how I knew about porn. They just caught me watching it, and I got beat up for it. But all of it was because of her. And people don't realize that family members can hurt you. They can touch you as well, especially if they have a psychological problem. The only person I really liked in that family was my uncle, but he passed in 2017. So, after that, I don't really talk to her anymore. But she thinks that I don't remember, but I do. I do remember, because this is something that you molded into my mind when I was like 5, 6 years old.
Right.
5, not even a teenager. And she was a teenager, so that's pedophilia as well. And it just makes me think, wow, I could never do that to my daughter, because, first of all, we don't have that type of relationship, not even with friends. I'm not going to share no men with my friends.
Right.
We're not doing that. If you're trying to get at my man behind my back, you're not my friend, first of all. But I don't even talk to my mom about, sex and stuff like that. When she tries to ask about my relationships and stuff, I keep it short. I'm like, yeah, I'm single right now. That's it. That's it. We don't need to talk about it. I'm not going to sit up there and ask my mom, oh, how big was dad's whatever? Like, what? No, we're not going to do that.
Or show videos or anything, right? Show videos or anything.
That's something I take it to my grave. I mean, I don't know if it's me or the way I was raised. I'm not okay with it. I'm not trying to tell people what to do with their lives, but my children, when I'm married and I have my children, I'm not letting anybody touch them. No family member, especially the other side of the family that you don't know. That's the worst, because they're the ones who try something the most, and that's what I'm mostly scared about. But other than that, I wouldn't want something like that to happen to my kids. What happened to me? So,
I hear you on that. I hear you on that.
Yeah. Whew. So yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot to say. That's all I wanted to say. Ladies, please get it together. I mean, there are other races who do this, but they're not going to publicly go on a platform. People keep things under wraps. Other races will not accept stuff like this. You'll be banished immediately. But for some reason, this community wants to accept any and everything that's dysfunctional. Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Yeah. Like, why don't you have a father figure in your life? Why do you push away the men who will raise the kids as heterosexual or who will raise the kids to be normal people,
right,
to have a brain, to have education, to want to get married and have their own kids. You're not raising them that way. And that's why the women out here are looking crazy, like Cardi B, what else? Meg Thee Stallion, who else? Saweetie, there goes another one. I mean, come on now. We out here looking crazy. And I'm just tired of it. Earth was cool, and I'm ready to go. So, yeah, that was all I had to say. Yeah.
Okay. Well, appreciate you sharing.
I don't need to hold up the...
Yeah. You sharing,
no
but and calling in. All right, Sarah?
Yes, no problem, Jay.
All right. Shout out to Sarah with the call in. All right. Yo, what's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on? You're live.
Hi.
Yo, what's up?
Hi, it's Wanda. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Wanda. What's up?
I don't understand this society. I wasn't raised. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we both speaking at the same time?
No, I'm letting you speak. Or you have me on the background?
Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, because I didn't want to.
No, you go ahead and talk. You good?
Okay, I'm very.
Don't tell me you're nervous around these people. These people they just listen. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So I just don't understand what goes on in the society nowadays, and it shocks me as to how we came to this, and it's not right. Where are the fathers at? Like, I mean, I don't understand how these women are doing this to these girls, and it's on the Learning Channel. What is going on?
What used to be the Learning Channel? That's not what it is no more.
This is horrible. I don't want to learn this about society. It makes me scared. And it's just like we really need to pray, because I don't understand what has happened in this world. It's just, I feel sorry for them doing this. This is not the type of relationship that you should have with your mother. For people to watch it, and then, it's like it's teaching bad behavior, and it's really sad, and I'm glad that you addressed something like this, because in this day and age, we really do need people who come out and actually say, something about this issue, because it's wrong. And I mean, it's not being judgmental, but it's being God-mental. Because, you're going to have to follow the Bible.
I don't think people are, I'm not a judgmental person, but I look at the situation for what it is. I'm like, why even put all this out here? Then you got your daughter waxing you, then you're sharing videos with each other. Like, that's a little bit too close.
Yeah, that's not right. And kids are watching this, and it's not a good thing. And, and it's just really sad. And I feel bad for the guys that have, their children out here with these mothers. And it's just like, no one wants to listen to, the common sense. It's just like, don't do these kind of things. This is not something that should be celebrated. Like, this is something that should really be like, you should really get yourself together, because that's not the type of relationship you should have with your mother. And it's just a shame. I mean, it makes me feel sad, that this society has came to this. And, it's just like we're all being judged because of the actions and the behaviors of these other people. And it's just like, it's horrible, because it's just like, other people celebrate it. And it's just like, I know not everybody does, but it's just not a good move either way. And I can't get with it,
Yeah. I think you and others. I think this comes off as weird to a lot of people. Even the mother mentioned that her daughter's ex-boyfriend found their situation to be weird.
Yeah, it's not healthy, and that's not what I want these little kids to watch. They're very impressionable as it is, and they watch television more than they even listen to their parents at times.
Oh yeah.
And so if they're watching this, just imagine how society is going to change even worse than whatever it is right now. And it's just like, it's bad. No one is trying to, to get it together. So I appreciate you speaking on this topic and wondering how other people feel about the topic. But yeah, if I had a child, which I don't have one right now, but if I did, I would definitely, I wouldn't do something like this. And this is not something that even a father should do with their own son. I mean, it's incest. It's clearly stated in the Bible that you're not supposed to do this. And it's like, we're not following what we're supposed to be doing. And we're getting punished for it. And then people are just walking around like, like, what's going on? And I'm like, it's because of the actions of these, these people. And it's just a shame that we all have to be judged because of these people who do these things. It's just not right.
Yeah, and that's why society is going in the wrong direction right now. And I think
I'm just
yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm just appreciative that we have people like you who have common sense and is able to address the issue and at least put it out there, so that it's not a taboo topic for discussion. And it's just like right from wrong, and this is definitely wrong. And so it's just like, we shouldn't be celebrating something like this. We should not even be even entertaining the idea at all. So
yeah, absolutely.
But thank you.
Oh, it's no problem.
Thank you very much for letting me speak my mind, and thank you for, having the platform and everything. So I'll continue to support, and everybody should subscribe and be, part of the Patreon, so you guys won't miss all the content. Because
I'm about to be putting some good shit on there very soon.
You definitely have been putting a lot of great content out there and a lot of topics that need to be discussed. But, because of YouTube guidelines and everything, it's like they prevent you from actually having the freedom of speech to actually voice your opinion. Yeah. So that's a great way for you. You can subscribe. It's not even that expensive, but, just be a supporter and, and you guys keep safe out there, and God bless all the family and everything. And God bless Jay, of course, and you take care.
Yeah. You too, and thank you for that, and I appreciate you supporting. All right.
All right, thank you, and I appreciate it. Take care, Jay. Thanks.
You too. And shout out to Wanda for calling in. She's been supporting heavy. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. I remember the supporters, And Gemini, I did make sure you had your keys, man. Nothing personal, bro. It's just I've had to move my live streaming operations a couple different times. So, I'm glad you're still supporting, and I want to make sure that you had your keys, because I like to model the people that I feel like will stick around, and they won't get offended. They won't get in their feelings. They won't get weird, get stupid. But yeah, that's it for the call. But thank y'all for calling in. And shout out to everybody that's still here. Yeah, YouTube is slowly becoming everything. YouTube wants to be everything. They have the 30-second shorts. They have the stories that they do. YouTube stories. They want to be a platform you never leave. They let you post pictures on your community tab. They want to become the platform you don't leave. But it's going to be easy for people to leave if you keep trying to silence them. I've had to deal with YouTube for 7 years, right? Jay, who sounds like they're about to pass out? Am I a little tired a little bit, but that's because I've been up since early today, and I've had a lot I had to do today. And I've had to deal with it. I've bled in these YouTube streets, so that's why I'm putting stuff on Patreon now. The really hard-hitting, makes you think type content. What I put on YouTube is more family-friendly, content, a little bit more entertaining, but still can make you think.